yesterday we are about to find out the shortest distance of the resultant. Okay, we have done the calculation for that, and our last step is to calculate the distance d. So, will you tell me the value of d, the resultant shortest distance? Equilateral triangle problem was there. Okay, on the equilateral triangle, three forces are acting at point A, B, C. One force is of 100 Newton, which is inclined at an angle of 60 degree. Another force is of 80 Newton, which is vertically downward. The next force is again 80 Newton, which is moving towards right. Then the fourth force is 120 Newton, which is inclined at an angle of 30 degree. The sides of equilateral triangle are 100 mm. Okay, and we have found out the resultant of the system, and after that we have taken the moment at point A. Okay, and then we are finding out the shortest distance of the resultant. So what was the shortest distance? We have done the calculation. Just d is equal to, you are about to tell me the answer, and at that time we have what is the answer?
249.76.
D is equal to 249.76 mm. Okay, so this is from point A. This is the shortest distance of the resultant. Okay, please check the calculation. This is the value of d. Now first of all we will decide. Now we know the value of d. D means what? It is the shortest distance of the resultant from point A. So we have got the distance of the resultant from point A. Now we have to think that, now see, resultant can rotate about point A in clockwise direction as well as in anti-clockwise direction. So that we need to fix. So for that, first of all, we need to draw the diagram of the resultant. Okay, so that we will be able to judge the direction of it. So how to draw the diagram of the resultant? We will first plot summation fy, then we will plot summation fx, and then we will see where the resultant is going. So now for that, what was our value of summation fx? I will first choose any arbitrary point over here. Suppose now this is my point. Now what was the value of summation fx? We have found out summation fx. Let me know the value of summation fx.
Minus 73.92.
So it is minus 73.92. So it is minus. So I will plot it on the left hand side. It is minus. We have got the minus value. So summation fx, it is on the left hand side. And its value is summation fx is equal to 73.92. So it is minus. That is why I have shown the direction on the left hand side. Now what is the value of summation fy?
Minus 53.39.
Minus, again this is minus, so it is not upward, now it is downward. So again this is minus, and the value of summation fy is also minus. So summation fy is equal to, it is how much? What was the value?
Minus 53.39.
53.39 kilonewton. Okay, so now I will write this value above over here, summation fx 73.92 kilonewton. So now we will complete this parallelogram. You extend this line and also extend the line from this side, and where they will meet, there your parallelogram will get complete. And now we will draw the resultant. So this will give us the direction of the resultant. Now see, this is the direction of the resultant. This is our R. This is the direction of the resultant R. Okay. What was the value of resultant we have found out?
91.18.
91.18. It is in Newton or in kilonewton? All the forces are in Newton or kilonewton? Kashat dilet?
Newton.
Newton. So this unit is also Newton. Okay. So I have written here kilonewton. It should not be the kilonewton. It is Newton. All the forces are in Newton. Okay. And our angle alpha is this angle with the horizontal, and this angle we have calculated. What was the value of alpha?
53.8.
83.
33 point.
35.83.
35.8.
Okay, 35.83 degree. This is our value of alpha. Now we know the direction of the resultant. Resultant is going in this way. This is the direction of the resultant. Okay, and also we know the shortest distance of the resultant from point A. Okay, this is the shortest distance. D is nothing but shortest distance. Now we will find out what is the x-intercept of resultant and what is the y-intercept of the resultant. Okay, now we are going to find out the x-intercept of the resultant and y-intercept of resultant. So first I will write x-intercept or x-ordinate म्हणा. Intercept म्हणण्यापेक्षा x-ordinate of resultant force. So D is the shortest distance, means it is the perpendicular distance, it is inclined distance. Now we are finding out x-ordinate means horizontal distance of the resultant from the point, and y-ordinate means vertical distance of the resultant from the point. Okay, so if I draw the rough diagram over here, see for your understanding. Suppose now this is our resultant. This is rough diagram, not exactly, for your understanding I am drawing. This is our resultant, and this is our angle alpha with horizontal. Here is the angle alpha. Now our point A, the point A is situated, suppose now somewhere here. Somewhere here our point A is there. Here I will take somewhere here. This is our point A. Now D means what? D means the perpendicular distance of the resultant from this point. Okay. So D means here distance म्हणजे ह्याला आपण D म्हणतो. This is D. Then what is the x-intercept? X-intercept is the horizontal distance. So if you measure this distance, this is x-intercept. This is x. This is x-intercept. And if you ask me the y distance, then this will be the y-intercept. This is y-intercept of the resultant. So if I give the name, this is y-intercept, then this is x-ordinate, that is x-intercept, and this is the shortest distance D. This angle is 90 degree, shortest distance. Okay. So these three distances of the resultant we need to find out. We have to find out. So out of which now we have found out this distance D. Now still we have to find out what is the x-ordinate, that is horizontal distance, and what is the y-ordinate, vertical distance. समजतंय का काय सांगतोय ते? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the rough diagram. This diagram, whatever I have drawn over here, now this side, this diagram is not corresponds to this numerical. ही diagram आपल्याला काढायची आहे या problem ची. So this is for your understanding purpose I have drawn it. So now x-ordinate, to find out the x-ordinate, what we will do, so I will erase this now. So for the x-ordinate, again we will write same formula, moment about A is equal to find out the shortest distance, we have used the formula R into D. From that we have got this shortest distance. Now instead of R into D, now we want x-intercept. So I have already told you, whenever you are calculating x distance, x means distance is horizontal. Okay, x means distance is horizontal. And if the distance is horizontal, the force must be always vertical. The force must be always vertical. So here I will take summation Fy into x. It is summation Fy into x. This is as per the Varignon's theorem. Okay, 2 lectures back we have studied the Varignon's theorem. Now you have already calculated summation m. So what is the value? Summation m about A. What was the value of that? Moment at A तुम्ही calculate केलं ना, when you have calculated this 249.76. How we have calculated that? We have equate summation m about A is equal to R into D. We know the value of moment at A, we know the value of R. From that we have calculated this value. Now same moment at A you have already calculated. Now let me know what is the value of that moment at A. Take the moment of all the forces about point A. That we have already done that. सांगा आन्सर पटकन. What is the value of resultant? It is 91.18, 91.18. So this moment summation m which you have calculated, it is 22773.11. Correct. I have done R into D. So I have got this value. This distance, whatever you have told to me, this distance is correct, then this moment is also correct. Okay, he correct है का नहीं check करा एकदा distance. So now this is the moment which we have calculated. How we have calculated this moment? We have taken the moment of all the forces about point A. We have taken the moment of all the forces about point A. That equation is written in the last lecture. So you check that equation. Here also now you have told me this value is 249. Actually, when I solved, I got the answer 185. Now I don't know which answer is correct. Okay. So here now summation Fy. So what is the value of summation Fy? Summation Fy is 53.39 into x as it is. So therefore x is equal to so it is 426.54 mm from point A. From point A. This is x ordinate. Now next is the y ordinate. Y ordinate. Now how to calculate y ordinate? Similarly, the same formula you are going to use, but just the change is that summation m about A is equal to, now this in this case now it is summation fx into y, because I want y. When the distance is vertical, your force must be horizontal. So for the vertical distance, you should consider summation fx. Okay, for the horizontal distance, you should consider summation fy. So here once again I will put the value 22773.11 is equal to summation fx. The value of summation fx was 73.9 into y. So therefore y is equal to, calculate this y. It is 308.16 mm from point A. So now we have got all the distances. We are now having all distances. This is the shortest distance. This is the x distance. And this is the y distance. Now we can show the resultant. And we also know the direction of the resultant. Here you can see this is our direction of the resultant. Now just one more thing, when you calculated movement summation MA, when you have calculated summation MA, the value is 22773.11. This value is positive. This value is positive, it is not negative. So positive value means what? The resultant causing a clockwise moment about the point. Now see what is the case over here. See, now this is our point A. This is our point A. Now I know that the direction of the resultant is in this way. This is the direction of the resultant. But still, two possibilities are there. but still two possibilities are there. Either the resultant is like this, whatever I'm drawing right now, either the position of the resultant is like this, or the resultant will be moving from here, this. So which one is correct? That we need to decide. Which one is correct? That we need to decide. This is R. See the direction. As per the diagram I have shown. See, this is the direction of R, which is as per this diagram I have shown. Okay. Now which direction is correct? Out of these two, only one is correct. So even though if we draw this diagram, there are two possibilities. From point A, where should be the resultant? It is below the point A or above the point A. That also we have to determine where it is. So what we will do, we will draw two lines. One is above the point A and one is below the point A, like this. Okay, parallel to this in the same direction. So this is the two lines. Now out of these two, one is the correct resultant, one is not. So how to find out the correct resultant? Now see, here you have calculated summation MA and this value is positive. Positive value means what? The resultant is causing clockwise movement about point A. The resultant is causing clockwise movement about point A. Now rotate this. See, if I rotate the head of this arrow towards the point A, this is the direction of the rotation. This is the direction of the rotation. So which is this? This is clockwise or anti-clockwise? This is clockwise or anti-clockwise, this rotation?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. So it should not be the direction of the resultant because it is anti-clockwise. Now if I rotate this, then this is rotating in clockwise direction, and we have got
Clockwise.
here, okay, then we have got here summation M as value as positive. So our resultant must rotate in clockwise direction. So this direction is correct. So this is not correct. So in this way you have to determine. Okay, and instead of here plus sign, if you got the minus sign, then this above resultant is correct and this will not be the direction. Vice versa will be there. So you have to check that whether you are getting the positive value for the moment or negative value for the moment. If you are getting the positive value for the moment, it indicates that your resultant is rotating in clockwise direction. And if you are getting the negative value, then it indicates that your resultant is rotating in anti-clockwise direction about that point. So in this way, you have to finalize which is your correct resultant. So is it understood, or shall I repeat in Marathi also? Is it clear to you what I have told you right now about this plus sign, minus sign, clockwise movement, anti-clockwise movement? Is it clear, or shall I repeat this?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Okay. If you understood, then it is very good. So here, now I will finalize. So this is our finalized direction of the resultant. This is the finalized direction. Now we will draw the final diagram. So we will draw the final diagram. So I will draw it here. You also copy down this. This is very important. So now this is my point A. This is my point A. Now I will draw the resultant. This is the direction of my resultant. Okay, this is the resultant. What is the value of the resultant? The value of the resultant R is equal to, it is 91.18 Newton. And the angle of resultant is alpha. So this angle is alpha. This is already, how much it is? 35.83. So this angle is 35.83 degree. So now the shortest distance of the resultant means what? I will drop perpendicular from point A. So this is the perpendicular. This is the shortest distance of the resultant. Always remember this, shortest distance is always perpendicular distance. If you are measuring any distance, okay, you can measure it in along the x-axis, you can measure it along the y-axis, and third thing is that the shortest distance, that is the perpendicular distance. So this is the perpendicular distance and its value we have already calculated. D is equal to, it is 249.76. So this is your D, which is 249.76 mm. Now x ordinate. Now the x ordinate is this one. This is your x ordinate. And this x distance is 426.54. So this x distance is 426.54 mm. And lastly, your y distance. This is the y distance. And the value of this is 308.16. So y is equal to 308.16 mm. So this is the final position of the resultant. This is the final position of the resultant. So resultant is passing. This is the distance of the resultant from point A. Location of the resultant from point A. You can say this. You can name this diagram as location of resultant from point A. Location of the resultant from point A. Okay. Is it understood? Have you understood this numerical?
Yes, sir.
So now we will take next problem. Write down the next one. A non-concurrent coplanar force system is acting on the lamina as shown in figure. Full stop. Determine the magnitude of force P such that the resultant is passes through point A, comma, and hence find resultant, find the resultant. Now I will draw the diagram. Diagram is also given. This is the given diagram. Now we will mark the dimensions. This dimension is 0.3 meter. this point up to the end, this is 1 meter, this is 0.5 meter, and from here to here it is 2 meter. So I will write that now. So this is 0.5 meter, this is 2 meter, this is 1 meter, then this is 0.3 meter. Then what else is remaining? Okay, now I will draw the forces which are acting over here. The forces are in this direction. A force of 240 Newton is acting. Here a force of 200 Newton is acting. Then here is the force of 260 Newton which is acting in this direction. 260 Newton. And here is the unknown force P which is acting over here. This is the unknown force P. Now we will write the values: 200 Newton, then 240 Newton, 260 Newton, this P Newton. And the slope of this is 1/3. So the slope is given. This slope is given to us. This is given as this vertical is 1 and this horizontal is 3. Vertical is 1 and that horizontal is 3. So we have to solve this problem. Okay. We need to solve this numerical. How to solve now? They told us that point A. Where is the point A? I will draw the point A also. So here is the point A. This is the point A. This is the point A. So a non-concurrent coplanar force system is acting on a lamina as shown in the figure. So this is the given diagram. Determine the magnitude of force P. So where is force P? So force P is over here, such that the resultant passes through point A. So the resultant is passing through point A. So the moment of resultant, if you take about point A, then it will be 0. So if you take the sum of the moment of all the forces, algebraic sum of the moment of all the forces about point A, then that sum is equal to the moment of their resultant about the same point. So if you equate summation MA to R into D, then your R into D will be 0 as D is 0. So you will get finally moment at A is equal to 0. And from that, you can solve it to calculate the value P. So to do that, first of all, we need to calculate the summation fx and summation fy. So that we can also calculate later on. First of all, we need to resolve the force. We need to resolve the force to calculate the value of this unknown force P. We need to resolve the force. Now we will start our resolution. So for the resolution now, they have not given you the angle directly. They have not given you the angle directly. Now suppose first we will think about this 240 Newton force. Now I will draw the separate diagram for that. So it will be easier for you to understand. So here, see, this is the force of 240 Newton. The force of 240 Newton. Now what is the angle of inclination? Angle of inclination is not given to us by them. So I will draw horizontal line so that we can measure the angle easily with the horizontal. So this is the horizontal line. So now to calculate this angle, what they have given us, they told us that this slope, this is 1 is vertical and 3 is horizontal. So it may be 1 unit and 3 unit. So unit may be anything, mm, meter, centimeter, kilometer, decimeter, whatever maybe the units are there to measure the length. Any unit you can consider, but the thing is that you should consider the same unit for both the points. So it is the slope given in 1 in 3. So it is called as gradient. Okay, and how to read this? You should read it as a 1 in 3. So it implies that 1 is vertical, 3 is horizontal. First is always vertical, second is horizontal while telling the slope. So this is 1 in 3. So I will write over here, this my vertical is 1 unit and this horizontal is 3 unit. Now we are interested in this angle. We want to find out this angle. This angle we don't know. This angle we want to find out for the resolution. So now if you consider this angle as a theta, this angle is also theta because these two are the parallel lines and this is the transverse. This is also the horizontal line. This is also horizontal line and this will become transverse. So these two angles are the corresponding angles. These two angles are the corresponding angles. Now if you consider this triangle, here is the angle 90 degree. Here is angle 90 degree. So this is hypotenuse. So now in this triangle, if I use tan of theta, then it will be opposite side. So what is the opposite side of theta? Theta च्या विरुद्ध बाजू कोणती आहे? What is the opposite side of theta? So it is 1 divided by adjacent side is 3. Okay. So if you solve this, you will get the value of theta. So theta will be tan inverse 1 by 3. So theta is tan inverse 1 by 3. Calculate it fast and let me know the value of theta.
$18.43.
18.43. Okay. So it is 18.43 degrees. So this is the value of theta. Now we know the angle. So here I will directly write now. I will erase this and I will write here angle. What angle we have found out? It is 18.43. This is the angle. 18.43 degree. So now our next job is to find out the angle of this 260 Newton force. Now how we are going to find out the angle of this force? 260 Newton. So either we want to find out this angle with horizontal, एक तर हे angle आपल्याला माहित पाहिजे, or otherwise we have to find out this angle which is with vertical. You should always take the angle either with horizontal, that is with x-axis, or with vertical, that is with y-axis. Okay, so x and y are always your reference axis. Don't take any in between angle, any random angle. So here, if you want to resolve this, the force of 260 Newton, we should find out either this angle with horizontal or either this angle with vertical. So we will try to find out this angle which is with horizontal, which is subtended with horizontal line. So this angle we have to find out. Now think on this, how you can calculate this angle, how you can find out. चालतंय का डोकं जरा कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करणार? How you are going to calculate these angles? This is the important thing, and this you have already learned in 9th, 10th geometry, trigonometry. Whatever you learn, use that, apply that knowledge over here and calculate this angle, or at least tell me how to calculate this angle. Okay, so I will tell you how to calculate. Now what I, Kiti?
18.43.
No, 18.43. No, it is not 18.43. You are telling the angle with vertical or with horizontal?
Sir,
Huh.
71.57.
71.57. Okay. So now I will show you how to calculate the angle. You check whether you have done the same thing or not. See now, I have drawn here a horizontal line. This is our horizontal line. Okay, I will draw here once again. This is our horizontal line. Okay, from where we measure the distances. So if you see carefully, let it be my, this angle is, suppose now theta we have already taken. Now suppose this is theta 2, which is the angle which I want to calculate. So if this angle is theta 2, so this is also theta 2. Okay, this is along the same line of action this force is acting. Okay, so this is also theta 2. So now if I join this and if I take some perpendicular, drop some perpendicular from here, then this angle will become 90 degree. This is 0.3 and this is 0.5. 0.5. Then again I can use tan of theta. Okay, so here if I use tan of theta 2, here if I use tan of theta 2, then it will be again theta 2 is this angle. So opposite side is 0.3 is the opposite side. Adjacent side is 0.5. Now again if you solve, you will get the value of theta 2. Calculate the tan inverse of 0.3 by 0.5. Calculate the tan inverse.
$13.96.
30.96. Okay. So 30.96 degree is this angle. So this angle is theta 2. Our this angle theta 2 is 30.96. Okay. Now the important thing is we have to resolve all these forces. We have to resolve the forces. So here you can see 200 Newton force is the vertical force. Here this is vertical force, so there is no need to resolve this. P Newton is the horizontal force, so there is no need to resolve this. Now remaining force is 240 Newton and 260 Newton. So we have to resolve these two forces only. So we will start with 240 Newton. So to resolve the 240 Newton, this is our point of contact. So what we will do? We will draw one line parallel to x-axis, another line parallel to y-axis, such that our main force should come in between these two components. Okay. Now 240 is the magnitude and angle is 18.43. So tell me which component is cos and which component is sine. Where we should give the cos and where we should give the sine.
X-axis cos.
To y-axis.
Okay, so x-axis चा जो असणार आहे x चा component त्याला आपण cos देणार because this is the angle 18.43 is subtended with the x-axis, that is the horizontal component. So angle ज्याच्या जवळ असणार त्याला आपण cos म्हणतो नेहमी. So we have to give cos to this x component. So it is 240 cos of 18.43. This is one component. Another component is 240 sine of 18.43. This is your next component, vertical component. Similarly, we have to resolve this 260 Newton also. So same way we will do. Now where is our point of contact? So this is our point of contact now. So from the point of contact, we have to draw one line which is parallel to x. It is like this, parallel to x, this line, and one line parallel to y. So this is the parallel to y. Okay. So now you tell me which component is cos and which is sine. So this is 260 sine or cos?
Cos.
Cos. Cos of 30.96 and this is 260 sine of 30.96. Now we will not consider these forces for further calculation. We will consider their components for the further calculation. Okay. So now let us do the calculation. So what we will do here in the numerical, they told us that determine the magnitude of force P. So we need to find out the value of this force P such that the resultant is passing through point A. So the resultant is passing through point A means what? I will write here resultant is passing through point A. So now therefore I can write here summation m about a is equal to what? R into d. This is the formula this is Varignon's theorem. This is the formula by Varignon's theorem. So now this is the formula, but if the resultant is passing through this point A, then the perpendicular of the distance of the resultant is how much? 0. तुम्ही मुवमेंट कुठल्या पॉइंटला घेताय? ए पॉइंटला घेताय. रिझल्टंट कुठून पास व्हायला लागलेला आहे? ए पॉइंट मधनं पास होतोय. सो व्हॉट इज द डिस्टन्स ऑफ द रिझल्टंट फ्रॉम पॉइंट ए? इट इज 0. Okay, so if the distance is 0, distance 0 means what? Distance 0 means this is 0, no? Distance 0 means this is 0. And if this is 0, then this right hand side will become 0. So therefore, summation m about a must be 0. This is what we will get because the resultant is passing through point A. Now we have to take the moment of all the forces about point A to find out the value of P. So we will see now. First of all, see this force 240 sine 18.43. What is the moment perpendicular distance of this from point A?
0.
0. Why it is 0? Because if you extend its line of action backwards, this force will pass through point A. And if the force is passing through the point where we are taking the moment, then its moment will be 0. Why it is 0? Because the distance becomes 0. So this is the 240 sine 18.43. Now the next force is 240 cos 18.43. Now you tell me what is the distance for this force to take the moment. असा आहे force. So this is the so if the force is horizontal, your distance must be vertical. So the distance is 0.3. Now see, the force is moving towards left hand side. Now rotate that force about point A. Rotate the force about point A. What is the direction of rotation?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means it is positive or negative? Negative. So we will write there. So here I will write minus 240 cos of 18.43 हा force झाला into distance is 0.3 and it is minus because it is anti-clockwise. Next, now see this 260 cos 30.96. Now this 260 cos 30.96, if you extend the line of action of this, it will pass through point A. It will pass through point A. So its movement will be 0. Its movement will be 0. Now next force is 260 sine 30.96. 260 sine 30.96. What is the distance of this force from point A?
0.5.
So the distance is 0.5. Now see, this force is moving upward. This force is moving upward. So rotate it about point A. Rotation about point A. Tell me the direction. Rotation. बघा कसं फिरतंय. Rotation.
Clockwise.
Clockwise. A कडे जर ह्याला फिरवलं तर it is moving in clockwise direction. So it is positive or negative? Positive. So I will write here plus. So plus 260 sine of 30.96 into 0.5. So this is positive. Next force. Next is the force of this P kilonewton. This P kilonewton force. Now take the moment of this P force about point A. So what is the distance? P force is acting over here. What is the distance? 1. This distance is 1 meter. So from point A the distance is 1 meter. Now see, P force is moving towards left. It is moving towards left. Now rotate it about point A. This is the direction of rotation. Plus ka minus?
Minus.
Minus? How it is minus? बघा हे बघा हे arrow आहे. ह्याला जर मी रोटेट केलं तर असं रोटेट व्हायला लागलं ना. This is the direction of rotation. So plus or minus है, clockwise है क्या anti-clockwise है?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. So it is plus. Okay, so P into 1. So the moment of force is P into 1 and which is positive. So it is plus P into 1. Next is this force of 200 Newton. Okay, so now you can see force is here. Force is here 200 Newton and point is here A point. So what is the distance?
2 meter.
Distance 200 force असा vertical force आहे. तर A point पासून याचे distance किती म्हणजे एवढा distance. So this distance is given as 2 meter. So now rotate this force about point A, which is the direction of rotation?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. So it is minus 200 into 2. So the moment is minus 200 into 2 and RHS is all this is equal to 0. All this is equal to 0. Now solve this and calculate the value of P and do it faster. So I have calculated on the calculator. So its value is 401.43. Is it right? I have got this answer. 401.43 Newton. This is the value of P. Is it right? Whatever answer I have got. Just you have to put the bracket. Okay, correct. Okay. So now we will move forward. We have calculated the value of force P now. But problem doesn't end here. If you read the problem carefully, what they have told us further, they told us that determine the magnitude of P. म्हणजे हे part आता झाला आपला. This part is over. Such that the resultant is passing through point A and hence find the resultant. So our next task is we have to find out the resultant. What is the resultant? So it is very simple. Calculate summation fx, calculate summation fy, use the formula of the resultant and also calculate the alpha. So it is very simple now. So first of all, calculate summation fx. So here I will write summation fx is equal to. So if the force is moving towards right, then we will consider it as a positive. If it is moving towards left, then it is negative. So here it is minus P. It is moving towards left. This is horizontal force. So minus P. So it is minus 401.43. Next force. Next is this one. 260 cos 30.96. This is also horizontal force. And it is moving towards right. So this is positive. Plus 260 sine of 30.96. Okay. Then any other force? Yes. Here is this one now. 240 cos of 18.43. This is also horizontal force. It is moving towards left. So minus 240 cos of 18.43. So minus 240 cos of 18.43. Is there anything is there? No, all the other forces are vertical. So if you solve this, you will get the value of summation fx. Just put the brackets.
Sir, इथे साइन चे 260 cos 30.9.
Right, correct. Very good. Cos. म्हणजे तुम्हाला समजायला लागलंय तर लक्ष आहे. गुड. बरोबर आहे. साइन चुकून लिहिलं होतं मी, कॉस पाहिजे. करेक्ट. So now here summation fx, I have written the equation. Now you solve this equation and let me know the value of summation fx. What is the value? Put the brackets on while doing the calculation, so you will get the correct answers. And somebody has asked me about the calculator. I am once again, I will tell you, this is the Casio calculator. Okay, you can see the name if possible. Casio calculator is there. So in a general store, if you tell them to give the engineering calculator of Casio company, you can get it. Now this is the older version. This calculator I have purchased when I was doing my engineering. Now advanced versions are there. You can purchase the advanced calculator. Okay. So now what is the answer?
406.6. 406.6.
406.16. 16 plus or minus?
Minus.
Minus. So this is minus. Minus, it is in Newton. And if we are getting the minus answer, so the direction is, what is the direction of fx? It is towards left hand side. Correct. So direction is towards left. Direction is towards left. This is the direction of fx. Similarly, calculate summation fy now. Upward plus, downward minus. Calculate now. So if we see here, 200 Newton is the first force which is moving up. So plus 200. Then this force is also moving up. So plus 240 sine 18.43. This is plus. And this is also moving up. So 260 sine 30.96. All are plus. So I will write here 200 plus 240 sine of 18.43 plus 260 sine of 30.96. If you put the brackets, you will get the correct answer. What is the answer now?
$409.62.
409.62. You are getting positive value or negative value?
Positive.
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 Positive means it is upward or downward?
Upward.
What?
So this is upward. So I will show here upward. This is the upward direction. Okay. So now we will calculate resultant R. So use the formula for the resultant. So R is equal to under root summation fx square plus summation fy square. Just put the values. Under root. It is minus 406.16 square plus minus, so no, it is not minus, no? 409.62 square. To solve it, you will get the value of resultant R. Therefore, R is equal to, what is the value of resultant? It is 576.43 Newton. This is the value of resultant. Please check the answer. And now you can find out the alpha. So alpha is equal to, I will write the formula directly now. Now you know the formula very well. So alpha is equal to tan inverse in mod summation fy divided by summation fx, which is equal to tan inverse of fy. What is the value of fy? 409.62 divided by 406.16. Please check the answers. Therefore, after solving this, you will get alpha is equal to 45.24 degree. Okay, so your alpha is 45.24 degree. And lastly, finally, we need to draw the diagram. Okay, here we need to draw the diagram. So I will choose one arbitrary point over here. This is my point to show the direction of the resultant. Then here you can see the summation fx. Summation fx is moving towards left. I have shown the arrow. Summation fx is moving towards left. So I will draw that. Here the summation fx moving towards left. This is my summation fx and its value is 406.16 Newton. The next thing is summation fy and it is 409.62 moving upward. So its direction is upward. So fy I will plot over here upward direction. Fy is equal to 409.62 Newton. Now complete the parallelogram. So perpendicular. So now this diagonal will give us the resultant. The resultant is this diagonal. This is the resultant. This is the direction of the resultant. So our alpha is this angle. So R is equal to, what is the value? It is 576.43 Newton. This is the value of R and alpha is equal to 45.24 degree. This is the value of alpha. So this is your final diagram. This is your final diagram. Okay. With this now we have covered many of the problems. Still you also do some practice. There are many variety of the numericals on this. Now you know that how to find out. In tomorrow's lecture, we will take one or more problem maybe, or otherwise we will switch to the next unit because all the points from this unit are covered. Okay. So, and the remaining part we will take in the next unit, next lecture only. So now give me the attendance. Just a minute. Okay, so do the attendance. Roll number 1,
Present.
2, roll number 2, 3. So roll number 2 is absent. 3 is also absent. 2 is absent. 3 is absent. 4,
Present, sir.
5,
Present, sir.
6, 7,
Present.
8,
Present, sir.
9,
Present, sir.
10.
Sir,
Present, sir.
Roll number 6 is present. Okay. 11,
Present.
12,
Present.
13,
Present, sir.
14,
Present, sir.
15, 15,
Present, sir.
16,
Present.
17,
Present, sir.
18, 18, 19,
Present.
20,
Present, sir.
21,
Present, sir.
22,
Present, sir.
23,
Present, sir.
24,
Present, sir.
25,
Present.
26,
Present, sir.
27,
Present, sir.
28,
Present.
29,
Present,
30,
sir. Present, sir.
31,
Present, sir.
32,
Present, sir.
33,
Present, sir.
34,
Present, sir.
35,
Present, sir.
36,
Present, sir.
37, 38,
Present, sir.
39, 39, 40,
Present, sir.
41, 42,
Present, sir.
43, 44,
41 present.
44, 44 is absent. Who is present? 41 is present. Okay, 44 absent. 45, 45, 46,
Present, sir.
47, 48,
Present, sir.
49,
Present, sir.
50,
Present, sir.
51,
Present, sir.
52,
Present, sir.
53, 54, 55,
Present, sir.
56,
Present.
57, 58,
Present, sir.
59, 60,
Present.
61,
Present.
present. Okay. So 53 is also present. Okay. 45 is present. 53 is also present. Okay. So the absent roll numbers are roll number 2, 3, 18, 37, 39, 43, 44, 47, 57, 59. Out of these, anybody is present? 44 is present, I think.
Yes, sir.
44 is present. Anybody?
39 present.
39 is also present. Okay. Next. Anybody who is remaining? 37 is also present. Okay. Okay. So we will stop over here for today.